Ms. McLaughlin?
Yes. In my 8 years on the school board, I have never publicly spoken to a superintendent the way I have today, and it does not give me any pleasure whatsoever. But I don't think Dr. Brabrand understands the seriousness of what he has done today. The cardinal rule of any superintendent is you do not surprise your board. You do not blindside your board. He did not tell us that he was going to come forward with this recommendation. And in fact, his PowerPoint presentation where it said superintendent recommendation was blank up until an hour before this meeting started while we were in a closed session. There is nothing transparent about what you've done today, Dr. Brabrand. I am absolutely in shock what you've done to this board and to our families. A week ago, we sat there with you with stable Fairfax County public health data that you knew and we knew, and families were finishing up their choices, and you gave zero indication that you were going to do this about face. And frankly, everything you're saying is so hollow, because if this is about dialing in, we've got more than a month before we're going to be starting school. We've got almost 6 weeks. In 6 weeks' time, we will see what the UVA model says. We can start dialing in. I support going ahead and even phasing in more gradually from virtual to in-person 2 days a week. You are treating this system in a one-size-fits-all. Our kindergarten through 6th grade, you could be starting something. What you've given us is a cop-out. I don't know how else to say it. I'm getting email after email from parents who cannot believe this world-class school system. While we have school divisions around the United States and in Europe and in Asia who are finding ways to get children back in school, just like all of the pediatricians around this country have recommended, we can do it safely. You've basically pulled the lever, stopped the option 6 weeks prematurely, and now this is where we're at. Everything you have said, from the data in the region to the nation, rings hollow. Everything you're saying about the staffing rings hollow. You know why? Because you were supposed to have a project management plan weeks ago, not for a 100-page plan that you have now. I'm trying to understand, Dr. Brabrand, how you think that this county of 1 million people with the sophistication in this county are going to trust your leadership bringing us forward even from today. This is a massive breach, and I will ask my colleagues, do not say to the superintendent today what we're going to decide. He dropped this on us in the public. We need to be reflective. We need to figure out if there's a way to do a slow roll-in. We have the most vulnerable students who no one's talking about. And he wants to basically say, we're closed to in-person in the first quarter, and when we open in the second quarter is when we get told that's when influenza season starts. So now at this point, when will we ever open up for our families? Please, everybody, don't jump on this bandwagon today.
All right, thank you, Ms. McLaughlin.
If I may, Ms. McLaughlin, with all due respect, you've spoken to me many times in a way that I don't know shows the professionalism that I expect as superintendent, and today is no different than any other day. I've been transparent from the beginning. Other systems have brought changes in a very short period of time as they have reacted nimbly to the data that is coming. I did not have access to some of the data just a week or two ago that has happened just in the last few weeks and few days. So the data has changed. And many board members, all of you knew we were doing an additional update on return to school. And you and I conferred before this board meeting. I'll just simply say that. So I do not believe it is a fair statement to say you were unaware that we were.
Don't you dare, Dr. Brabrand.
Excuse me, Ms. McLaughlin, please, Ms. McLaughlin. Ms. McLaughlin, thank you. You will have another opportunity to speak at some point. If we can please get this meeting back to a productive, if we could have this meeting come back to a productive track. So we would appreciate that. We know that tensions are high at this point, but we still need to be productive in this public setting. I think it's my turn.
I wasn't sure if Dr. Brabrand was finished responding.
Look, I respect every point of view of the member of the board, and I also ask for respect. I have been trying to do my very best through the most difficult 3 months, like every superintendent in Virginia. Every superintendent in Virginia has been up all nights till 11 and 12, trying to look at the right thing, trying to look at the data, getting emails just like you are, reflecting on the rising national and regional data, looking at what other health directors are saying across the region, talking to other region superintendents, getting on the state calls with the health directors. I don't think it's an honest reflection of the work that I've done to try to be transparent. I'm sorry you felt that I didn't do enough of a heads up, and I will take responsibility for not being clear in the email I sent last night about our update. But I am working to do the very best I can for our community and our staff and keeping our students, families, and teachers safe.
Thank you, Dr. Brabrand. And I'm going to ask my colleagues, please, if you are not recognized for the purpose of this meeting, we have, plenty to discuss without time, and everyone will get their opportunity. So Dr. Anderson.